Welcome back, everyone. It's Bruce. Sony and Marvel dropped a brand new Venom, The Last Dance trailer. They made us think the Xenophage was going to be the main villain, but now they're saying that Null controls the Xenophage, and he needs the Venom character. That probably has something to do with the All Black from the comics, basically the primal symbiote, so we'll explain it because it sounds like they're going full King in Black during this movie. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. This is actually a pretty big deal. If you've been reading the Venom comics recently, it's blown up around the whole character. Like, Venom has become a really big deal over the past several years, kind of around the time the first Venom movie started to happen, when that became a thing. But I think we'd always assumed that Null was going to be their Thanos-level villain of this Sony Venom verse, like all the Spider-Man spin-off movies outside of the MCU that didn't have actual Spider-Man in them. But I guess they're trying to go out in the Venom movies with a bang. So like, this is what Null looks like. Here's the thing though, in the trailer it says he needs something that the Venom symbiote says they have. The early theory is that Eddie has the primal symbiote, like the Venom symbiote is the primal symbiote, the All Black, so that he can regain his status as King in Black and control all symbiotes. Because during the trailer, they also imply that the symbiotes didn't come to planet Earth during the first Venom movie. They actually purposely were running away from the symbiote's home planet and from Null. We even see what looks like the symbiote hive mind here, like all the different connections that I talked about in the previous trailer, with these transition titles showing them all forming these tendrils into different forms in the background, forming into a ball. But then this depiction here with the ghostly figures seems like the way they're visualizing the hive mind in a more cosmic sense, like across the multiverse, binding all the different symbiotes to each other. It's part of the whole reason why the Venom symbiote was able to remember Spider-Man as that guy, even though it didn't know Tom Holland or had never seen him before. It remembered Spider-Man from the Topher Grace version of Venom across the multiverse because of the hive mind. They haven't announced who's playing the Null character and what's going to happen to him after this movie, because it feels like it would be weird if Venom killed him in this film. Like, he's such a huge character in the comics. It just feels like there's something bigger headed down the road for him, even though they keep pitching this movie as the last Venom movie for Tom Hardy's Venom character. Like, they're gonna have to break up in the movie. That's why it's called The Last Stand. Speaking of more Chicago Bulls documentary references, the last time the third together, Tom Hardy is supposed to continue as the Venom character just outside of Venom's solo movies. I don't know if this means that Null is going to show up during Secret Wars. It just feels like he's such a huge character, the symbiotes in general. I think they will only get some light references, just because Kevin Feige has so much of a mess in the MCU that they're trying to clean up with Secret Wars, like they have their own problems they're dealing with. Everybody, let me know in the comments. Do you think the thing that Venom has that Null wants is the All Black? What else could he possibly have that Null wants? If you haven't read the more recent comics, Donny Cates sort of gets into this deeper Venom lore. It's actually pretty cool stuff. A lot of it connects with a lot of other Marvel lore. Guardians of the Galaxy, the Eternals with the Celestials, even the Thor comics and their lore. Part of the idea is that Null's a cosmic character, incredibly powerful, that comes from the chaos that existed before the Big Bang. So he comes from this black chaos of nothingness, and he seeks to return the multiverse to that black nothingness. So his whole master plan is to conquer the multiverse eventually. If you remember the dead head of the Celestial Nowhere, during the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, the comics actually canonized that Null is the person who beheaded that Celestial. He did so with the All Black, which was a sword that he created from a piece of himself, which was the very first primal symbiote. During a very long comics run, he seeks to regain the All Black, regain his power and control over all symbiotes around the universe. When he's creating the symbiotes, like, the symbiotes are all based on pieces of him, essentially. That's why Venom says, "This is my creator." He's literally created from a piece of Null's body. When Null started to do that, he also created the symbiote hive mind, connecting them all. It also serves as sort of like an afterlife alternate dimension, which the symbiote's host can also get trapped in and then re-emerge from. So, for instance, Eddie could theoretically die and then be brought back from the symbiote hive mind. It's a little bit like the Moon Knight series, where you see him die die, go to the Duat, the Egyptian afterlife, and then come back to the realm of the living. I don't know if they're going to get that trippy during the movie. Like, we'll see Eddie die and then resurface from the symbiote hive mind, but there's a reason why they're showing that during the movie. Most of the trailer footage implies that they're just going to show the symbiote hive mind to show Null controlling or communicating with the symbiotes and the xenophage from across the universe, from the symbiote's home planet. There was an early plan for Spider-Man No Way Home in case they didn't get Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, where Venom was going to be a bigger character during that final fight, and Tom Holland would have gotten the symbiote during that, but they did wind up getting Tobey and Andrew, so they pushed a lot of the Venom crossover for like further on, like, we'll deal with this in a future movie. We can do this whenever we feel like it. My assumption before seeing all this Null stuff, like seeing how big and cosmic they're getting in this third Venom movie, is that they would push a lot of the Spider-Man crossover stuff to Secret Wars just because that's where he got the symbiote was during Secret Wars. But it was the alien costume during that. They retconned it later to be the Venom symbiote. For those of you asking, Toxin is in this movie. He's even more powerful than Venom, more powerful than Carnage. When Patrick Mulligan is speaking to them from behind the glass, that's the symbiote's voice you're hearing, Toxin's voice. One of the bigger changes it seems like they're making to the comics lore is that they're making it seem like Null is controlling the xenophage and sends them to planet Earth to bring Venom back to him, to his planet. Part of the thread in the movie when you hear Patricia Robertson, the other character, say that the Earth is threatened while you two are together, while Venom is still bonded to Eddie, is the idea that Null threatens to destroy the Earth to get Venom back, to get the symbiote back. So it sounds like they're trying to separate Eddie and the Venom symbiote so that Null can get what he wants and hopefully leave. Probably the real question though is, Null is so powerful, will he actually physically come to planet Earth, or is this just a teaser for some huge bigger team up that Sony is trying to do in the future? Sort of like Guardians of the Galaxy or like the Avengers post-credits scene where you see Thanos on his throne, then sort of turn around and start yelling like very menacingly, but he doesn't actually come to planet Earth till Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Is it going to be a similar situation with a character like Null? Just because there is so much new footage in this trailer, starting at the beginning, you see him attached to the side of the plane here. I talked about this earlier. He makes the Tom Cruise joke like, how does Tom Cruise do this? A joke? Sometimes the jokes in the Venom movies can be hit or miss, but I'm really intrigued by what they're doing with this Null character. It raises more questions than answers. Everyone let me know your reactions in the comments below and what you think they should do with Null after this movie, assuming he survives. 3 cheers for Venom, the King in Black. There's a lot of big stuff coming soon. The movie drops next month, so we should be getting more clips, hopefully with more details about what's really going on with all these characters. Be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.